If I understood correctly, you may have had an adrenal issue in your past. If
100%. I can tell you some of my experience. As you probably know, in the worst of it, basically feel like you're not sure if you're gonna die. You can't get off the couch. You wake up in the morning, and you feel
Yep,
like you've got hit by a truck.
yep.
You go to the doctor and everything checks out. They tell you nothing's wrong with you, yet you can't, put 2 sentences together. You get brain fog. You're not functioning. You have no motivation. You have, just kinda like unbearable fatigue. Nothing that you do shakes it. That was my experience as far as the symptoms and how it was wrecking my life. I don't exactly know what caused all of that. There's usually a couple of things. Sometimes it's emotional or psychological stressors. Other times it's physiological. I think a lot of times it's a blend. So, from my own experience, like in 2016, I started a new business. There was a lot of uncertainty. I was living on savings. There was a lot of external stress, and I'm kind of a methodical person. My brain doesn't shut off. I'm always thinking about something. I'm always creating things. And if you put two and two together, that creates an internal amount of stress that needs to be monitored, and you got to smooth the edges off somehow. So I went through a period where I wasn't drinking very much and I wasn't doing any type of meditation. I wasn't doing anything really to create like some downtime. So basically, life is on overdrive. My mind is on overdrive. Um, and then I can't remember exactly the dates because it's getting too far away now. But sometime in 2017, I believe, midway through the year, I had been suffering from chronic sinus infections for years, and finally, I stumbled onto this thing that told me, talked to me about heavy metals, and I didn't know anything about it at the time in relation to how it irritates the sinus cavities and leaches into the gut, does all this stuff. Long story short, I had my amalgams removed, and then about 5 months later, I really started to crash and burn. So it kind of added a physical component to all these mental and emotional things that were going on, both in everyday life, and then also in my unique the way my personality interacts with the world. From that, what I would urge folks or you or whoever to take away from that is it doesn't matter who you are. Everyone has like personality quirks. Some people are type A, some people aren't. Some people, nothing bothers them. But generally, the people that are kind of a little bit analytical, some people are OCD, some people are, um, just like very methodical, generally it leads to overthinking, and then you operate in ways unconsciously in your life that sometimes you're not aware of. And so when a stressful event comes or when massive life change comes, coupled with some type of physical stress, like having amalgams removed improperly, you can kind of create a scenario that really causes crash and burn with the adrenals. And that's kind of my opinion or synopsis of my own life experience of how that all came together. But I couldn't tell you, and I don't think anybody, none of the doctors or anybody that I saw could say with certainty that any one thing is the cause of kind of like the crippling effects of all that. And there were several. There was many months of going through pure hell. There was many months of using sauna and not getting overnight results, because anytime you're in that situation, as you probably well know, you're looking for something to remedy this like now, because you you want to get back to living your life and you can't. And if it's something that people don't understand, if they've never been through it, doesn't make any sense. They kind of just grab you by the arm and be like, "Hey, man, let's roll. You gotta get it together." But your body just physically will not perform under those circumstances. So the things that I left out were the lull periods, doing some detox protocols that didn't work initially or set me back because I was too aggressive. That's why I'm always telling people to be gentle.